Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Missy and I have the blog ramblingrosefarmhouse.com, and this is my daughter Rachel, and her blog is this lovely little farmhouse.com, and I will link her somewhere here. She has a YouTube channel too, so I'll link that for you so that you can find it easily if you're not already following her. And today we are here together because we have some exciting news, and we are now the owners of pigs.
We're pig farmers.
That's something new for us. We've raised cattle for a long time, but we haven't ever raised pigs before. So this is really exciting. And look how adorable these little things are.
Oh, let me hold one.
Look how cute. They're just the cutest little things.
Let me hold one.
Oh, and we have the mamas too, so we'll have to show you what they look
I'm
like.
sure they'll come over here in a little while. They are out digging for acorns, so they'll be over here in a minute.
So the story with the pigs is that we've been talking about getting pigs for a while.
Well, and pigs were, that was one of my big homestead goals for this year, for us personally. If you watched my video a couple of videos back, that was one of the things. We wanted to get pigs to have another sustainable meat source, just moving towards more self-sustainability. And I definitely did not think it would happen anywhere near this soon. But with current circumstances, we kind of expedited the process and just went ahead and got some.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. We've been talking about it for a long time, and Rachel has been doing the research. We knew we wanted a heritage breed pig to raise, and so she's been doing the research on it, and researching different ones, and she actually found one of the breeds that she really liked really close to where we live,
Which I didn't expect. We thought we were going to have to drive to a state away or 2 states away, because all of them that I was finding were further away, and for different reasons. We'll get to the reasons, but I really thought this breed would be perfect for us.
When we found them so close, and she called the people, they had some available to sell, and they actually were wanting to they were wanting to downsize.
Yeah, they were kind of eager to get rid of them.
Right.
And we actually got a really good deal on them too, because they were eager to get rid of them. They had a situation where their pigs got together and bred more than they were wanting. So they
really wanted to get rid of the ones we bought before they had their babies.
Yeah, and they were bred when we got them. And the breed we got, we haven't even said that yet. The breed we got is Kune Kune. So we'll go into them a little bit more later, but that's what we got. It's Kune Kune pigs. So we were planning to go get them. They were both bred, all the stuff. So ended up, we weren't able to go get them when we wanted. We were a week later, and I knew this was going to happen. Like I said, we're going to wait. They're going to have their babies before we go there. Sure enough, 3 days before we went, one of them had their babies. We did end up going and getting them anyway, because the people were ready to get rid of them and all this kind of stuff. So we got the 2 sows, and one of them had a litter of piglets, had 5 piglets. She had already farrowed.
So 6 for the price of 1.
6 for the price of 1, which was really
a good
exciting.
deal.
The other one has still not had hers yet, but I think she's starting to get close, so that's really exciting too. We'll have 2 little litters of piglets soon.
So that really was a huge bonus, to get 2 that were already bred. And
yeah, so that was definitely a big bonus. Was we got 2 bred sows instead of having to get them. And also, we did think we were going to end up having to get piglets and waiting for, a year to be able to breed them, and then a whole nother year before we were able to have meat. So this way, it's pretty exciting because we definitely cut some of those corners.
Yeah, the whole thing is on a faster
we cut off a lot of the long waiting time of starting kind of a breeding program.
Yeah.
So anyway, why did we choose Kune Kunes? Is that what we should talk about now?
Yes.
Why did I choose Kune Kunes?
Yeah, so Rachel
they're just along for the ride.
And so you had narrowed it down to a couple of different
I had narrowed it down to a
breeds.
couple of different, and there's actually still another one that I would like to try in the future, but for now, we found these close. Yeah, so with the reasons that we got these, so they are a smaller pig. They're actually one of the smallest pigs you can get, which can be a con, but not necessarily. They get They get to be between like 150 and 250 typically. But the big seller for me was how gentle they are. They're very docile. They are not aggressive. Like the one that we had, the mother that had the 3-day-old piglets, we were I was a little apprehensive going to get them because you don't know how you know, mama's gonna react when you're messing with her babies and picking them up and all that stuff. She couldn't have cared less. Like, it didn't bother her one bit that we were picking up all our babies and putting them in the trailer and all this stuff. So that was a big selling point to me because we have little kids and they're gonna be around. So I didn't want some big, especially like the commercial breeds that eat people, you know, like people disappear and they go look in the pig pen and find buttons or something, you know. Like, I definitely did not want any kind of
aggressive manny.
I wanted to avoid as much as possible like any of the aggressive types, which is more the commercial breeds, like the big pink pig, the typical big pink pig. So that was the biggest selling point for these for me. And the other is that, from what I've heard, we've never actually tried it, but from what I've heard, the meat is outstanding, like full of flavor. They're what's considered a lard pig. So there are like lard pigs and there are meat pigs, which the meat pigs are a lot leaner, you get more meat. The lard pigs are obviously fatty and you get a lot of lard off of them. But the fat really gives the flavor to the meat. Like with beef and everything else, like you have to have fat or else you won't have any flavor. And that's what makes the meat tender and everything else. So the flavor and the temperament are the two biggest reasons that I chose Kune Kunes. And the other breed that I'm interested in trying possibly in the future is the Gloucestershire Old Spots, which they supposedly have a very similar temperament, but they're a lot bigger and they're more of a meat breed than a lard breed, I believe. And their litter size is between like 6 and 12. So this man, the man that we got them from, sometimes, like I think 12 is on the very high end and not as common, but these had I think 7. The 2 litters they had previously, they had 7, and then this litter she had 7. The other one hasn't farrowed yet, so I don't know how many she's gonna have, but probably average is probably 7 or 8. And then if you breed them aggressively, or if your boars get in with your sows and unintentionally, they can have piglets every 3 months. So that's what they said. So we've been told. Now, most people are like, oh, you don't breed them that often, twice a year. Our main purpose here, our only purpose here for having pigs is meat production. And a lot of people are...
For our families.
For our families, yeah. Like not, my family, their family, and my brother and sister-in-law, their family.
Yeah, we're all three going together.
We're all three going together with the pigs. So the purpose of having pigs on our homestead is to provide meat for our families. And I know a lot of people aren't into that, and if that's not your thing, that's totally okay, but that's our goal here. And so that we probably will breed them a little more aggressively than some people because that's our purpose. It's meat production. And so, like, you know, if you have 2 sows, even if they only have 6 piglets a time, 3 times a year, that's a lot of meat, you know.
But we're 3 families.
So we're 3 families. So
it'll be 3 families that are. And the thing is, like I said before, like we've raised cattle for years and years and years, but we really don't know anything about raising pigs. So it's a whole new learning experience for us, and we're going to have to learn how to do it and how best to take care of them and just all of the stuff.
And
they're different.
Cute. And you'll see in a minute when the sows come over here, they are like everything I had read was that they're like. Their temperaments are like dogs. Like, they love to be petted. They love to be with people. So, when we first got them, the one sow that has not farrowed yet, she was kind of standoffish. Not wild, not anything like that. Just real timid. The other one was super gentle. Like, you know, not that she was wanting us to pet all over her, but she was super gentle, just being next to you and all that stuff. Well, the other day, like 2 days after we got them, I was out here. The other sow, I haven't figured out a name for her. If you have a good name for her, let me know. When you see her, you'll see what she looks like. You want to see one of them? But Lucy is the mama, the one who already has her piglets. Miriam named her Lucy. And the other one, she doesn't have a name. Here comes Lucy. She's heading this way. Yep, she's heading this way. So, But the other one, she came over here, probably so. And she was just like right up next to me, and I started petting her.
Okay.
And so she rolled over onto her back like a dog for me to rub her stomach. Yes, it was so funny. Here comes Lucy. She's gonna check you out. Hey, Lucy. Hey, Lucy. Yeah, Lucy's been digging in the mud. So here she comes. This is our sow, Lucy. She's the mama. And oh, she's gonna get them. And it's so funny. See, she lays down very slowly, and so that she doesn't squish them. Which I love that she's such a careful mother. But yeah, she does lay down real slow and careful. And I'm some milk. But yeah, so Lucy came over and laid down just like this for me to rub her stomach. I had to scratch behind her ears, and she did like a dog. She turned her head, and then she just plopped down on the ground. But so every day since I've come out, she's done that, laid down for me to scratch her stomach. But yeah, they're super gentle, super sweet. I did not expect to fall in love with pigs. Like it's been a total shock to me. I thought pigs would be nice, for me. Like it was a totally utilitarian purpose for me. I love the pigs. Like they're in my yard. I got Eric to put the house to where I can see them from my kitchen window. Like. The pigs are making me so happy.
So the other thing about this breed is that they graze on grass.
Mm-hmm. They're known to be grazers. They don't root, supposedly. However, if you have oak trees that have acorns in the ground, they are going to dig up your whole entire place looking for the acorns. Because behind us here, all this behind us here, these are oak trees behind us, and everything under there looks like you went with the tractor and disked it. Everything out here where it's just grass, they have not touched. So I firmly believe it depends on if you have anything under there that they want. So if you have them on just grass, like they probably won't mess with it. They haven't messed with this at all. And the reason they're supposedly a grazing pig is because their snout is very upturned and short, and it's not good for rooting. They will root some, but not. Like back here they have huge holes, but I guess typically they don't do that if there's nothing they want. Whereas some of the other kind of pigs, their snouts are super, super long and really perfect for digging.
And so the good thing about that is that you raise them in a pasture, not in like a little pen or whatever, which that's what we wanted, is to be able to raise them in the pasture, just like we raise the cows and goats and the other things like that we have. So.
And they're actually in our backyard.
Yeah, they're in her backyard. Her children's play yard.
So we have yard pigs. We have a yard cow. We have yard pigs.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know about the yard cow, old people, when they had a dairy cow, they used to call it a yard cow, like that was there.
Because just about everybody had a yard cow. They had a cow in their yard that provided their family with milk.
Yeah. So now we have a yard cow and yard pigs.
So, yeah, we're excited. Like, this is all new. We have a lot to learn, and we're excited about it.
Where are you going? This is Lucy, everybody. Meet Lucy and all her little piggies. There's always food in the high chair, and so she's going to check it out and see if she can find some crumbs. And check you out.
So she likes people food too?
Yeah, they like anything. They're typical pigs.
Okay, you're dirty, and I don't really want you getting on me. Her snout's all dirty because she's been over there digging up the acorn.
Lucy, you can't fit through there.
Obviously, she thinks she can. Where are you going? She's after the bucket.
Oh, yeah, because it smells like feed.
Ah, so she wants the bucket I'm sitting on. She's going to turn me over.
So, yeah. Oh, and the other thing about Kunekunes is they are very slow-growing breed. So, if your goal is like maximum efficiency, have these piglets and butcher them as soon as possible, then the Kunekune is definitely not the breed for you. They take anywhere between 12 and 18 months typically to get to a butcher weight. However, they don't eat hardly any grain or feed. Like, I saw this...
if they're on pasture.
Yeah, if they're on pasture and have
grass and
things to eat, forage. They're very good foragers. I saw this spreadsheet. It was from a different YouTuber, and she had they had broke down the cost of a conventional standard pig and a Kune Kune. And actually, the Kunekune, even though it you had to raise it for twice as long, you had to feed it for twice as long, it was half as much meat, or maybe even a little bit less.
I don't remember.
But the breakdown was that the Kunekune actually cost less to raise than the conventional one that was ready in half the amount of time, because you have to feed the Kunekune. It was like a third or a fourth of the amount of feed that you have to feed the conventional fast-growing pig.
Do you know how much land you need per pig?
I don't. I think I've seen people say, I mean, like on an acre, you can keep like 6 of them, I think people say. But it's going
I
to
wonder if
depend.
that's enough grass for 'em.
It's going to depend on how much grass you have. You know, it's definitely, you're going to have to just see. I mean, we have 2 in our little, I mean, it's a pretty big yard, but in our yard, and they really are just spending all their time under the oak trees.
If you didn't have the oak
If you
trees,
didn't-
though, they'd
yeah.
be eating the grass. And of course, we just barely have grass right now because the summer grass is just starting to come in.
So, the other thing, we do still have to get a boar because we got the 2 sows. They were, well, one had just farrowed and one is fixing to farrow. So, in, you know, about, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months, we'll want to be breeding them again. So, we are going to get a boar. We have a few leads.
I think I found one. but I
Yeah, we
don't
have a
know if
few
it's all-
leads on boars close-ish to our house. So that's going to be the next thing, is building a boar pen and getting the boar so that we can breed them when the time comes.
But at least we do have the piglets now,
Mhm.
so that's good. And that really was actually helpful that we didn't have to get a boar right now because we didn't want to get one from the same people that we got the sows
Yeah,
from.
so originally I thought we were going to be able to, like, I thought that these people had different bloodlines to where we could get a breeding pair from them. But when we got there, they didn't. It was the boar that they had available for sale was a sibling to the sows that we were buying. So that didn't work out because inbreeding is not the best option if you have other options. It's really not a good option at all.
So we're actually now looking for
A
one,
boar.
starting to shop for one, because we don't know how long it'll take to find one close enough to
Yeah.
go and get. So we went from thinking about having pigs to being pig owners
Very
really
quickly.
quick. Yeah,
Well,
really
we had
quick.
been thinking about it a long time.
Yeah.
We went from planning on getting pigs
Yeah.
to getting pigs.
We
really
went from
quickly.
thinking about it to planning on doing it to doing
to
it
bam, we got pigs.
quicker than we thought we were going to. But we're all excited about it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and seeing the pigs and just learning a little bit more about them. And I'm sure that in the future, as we learn more about the pigs, we'll be sharing that information with you too. So if you like this video, be sure and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And thank you for being here today, and I will see you in the next video.
We'll cut that part out.
Okay.
We won't
Yeah,
say
let's
that. But
That's true, I guess. I don't know, but a minute ago you said with the 3 little piglets, not the 5 little piglets.
that's not great. What about? I said that?
Yeah, how calm she was.